Project Guru, 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 Guru.
Good afternoon from Novorossia Rocks radio station in downtown Donetsk. This is Zak Novak, your American. Quick, some news flashes. Report from early this morning. People are not leaving. Never surrender. No pasaran. Nazi APU heavy shelling of Spartacus civilian areas. Nazi Ukrainian forces over the last hours were shelling the village of Spartacus. An hour of heavy explosions, frightening and deafening and so loud that it is not possible to sleep. You hear the whistle of shrapnels reported here by the town folk. The spokesman noted that Nazi Ukrainian soldiers had opened fire on the village around 4:30 in the morning. First, there was heavy shelling, tank fire, and machine guns and mortars. Last night, authorities appealed to the local residents with a proposal to evacuate to a safe place. However, the people refused to leave their homes. This is not the first time they are asked to leave. No pasaran. Urgent. The Nazi Ukrainian side holds in custody about 1,000 of our citizens. Nazi Ukrainian forces continue to hold in custody, in prisons, of at least 1,000 citizens of Donetsk People's Republic, Commission member said today on the POW DNR Lily Radionova. In the Nazi Ukrainian SBU contains not less than 1,000 of our fellow citizens. From them, 300 people are citizens of DNR, the remaining are 700 of our brave soldiers. She stressed that even about the same amount of DNR citizens, up to 1,000, are missing. There is no information on any of these poor souls. Radionova added that most of our people detained do not get even basic treatment and care. We have repeatedly documented facts of the terrible treatment of our soldiers. We regularly inform the representatives of the International Committee of the Red Cross. Earlier, 9th of July, at a briefing in the press center of the Defense Corps Deputy Commander, DNR, Edward Basurin, said that all the militia, as well as civilians of the Republic, had been subjected to torture, also subjected to brutal abuse, and unlawfully deprived of their liberty. Yesterday, as you know, was the anniversary, the ceremony, gathering of a very, very sad event. The downing of the Malaysian Flight 777. Head of DNR, Zakharchenko, laid flowers at the monument for the victims of the crash. A gathering to mourn in memory of the victims of the crash 777 Malaysian Airlines ended with laying flowers for the victims. The first flowers to the monument to the fallen were laid down by our dear President, Zakharchenko, and also Vice Chairman of the People's Council, Denis Pushilin, followed by residents of the town and other surrounding areas, as well as representatives of the organizations and agencies of the DPR. During the ceremony, prayers for the victims by the representatives of the Orthodox and Muslim religions. After all, among the dead were many inhabitants of Malaysia, followers of Islam. Monument in honor of the dead is a granite slab with a marble tablet, memoriam of the 298 people, the innocent victims of the Civil War. Aircraft, Malaysian Airlines flight en route from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur crashed July 17th last year at the town Ugladar, Donetsk in the People's Republic. DPR authorities provided all possible assistance for the search and rescue and investigative forensic teams from the Netherlands and Malaysia. However, Kiev and the West, without waiting for even the first results of the investigation, have put blame for the catastrophe on the militias of Donbass and the Russian Federation. Also, official statement by our leader, President Zakharchenko, to the press. DPR never had military equipment capable of shooting down passenger planes. We do not have such equipment, never had. As for the gathering and the crash site, many who attended, holding banners that read, "They killed you and they continue to kill us. Kiev, stop your lies," and for the innocent souls who perished, the beautiful people of Novorossia released white balloons at the end of the ceremony. Rest in peace.
Project Guru.
Okay, folks, as you know, yesterday we had a very sad ceremony, anniversary for the fallen victims of Malaysia Flight 777. Very interesting, there are reports coming out, viral, the facts, I believe, which the West, United States, and Kiev is holding back. I'm going to read some statements here, and then we have here a special guest, investigative reporter Helga Green, who works for Novorossia TV in downtown Donetsk. All right, let me start by reading. The material evidence from the crash scene had never been collected in full scope. There are still fragments of the plane, luggage, and even bone fragments scattered all over the place. This is even up to today, Helga?
Yeah, there are still remnants of wreckage on the site. And usually when such investigations are underway, they collect all the tiniest scraps of evidence from the crash site. And even they take them to some hangar and they try to reconstruct the plane as it was before the crash in order to see what could have happened to it. And this time this rule was completely ignored.
So what kind of forensic teams are they? What kind of experts are they that they leave so much material behind?
Yeah, this question remains. It is still unanswered.
Now, point number 2, very important. The plane was deliberately directed to the war zone. Although there was a statement issued prohibiting passenger flights over the hostilities area, the plane was ordered to lower altitude. It descended to the height of about 8 kilometers above the ground, and it remained at the altitude of 10. It would have been impossible to down it even with the help of the Buk missile. Helga, what's this all about? They actually let the plane fly into a war zone.
Yes, and this fact has also been neglected by the investigation team. I do not know why they didn't ever question the air traffic operators who did that. I'm afraid they did it deliberately.
Point number 3, and this is very scary. Mysterious and very scary. The air traffic controller, a woman in charge of the flight, which is based in Ukraine, the city there, she had disappeared shortly after the accident. She is still missing. From the city where she's from, it is under the control of oligarch Mr. Kolomovsky, who is notorious for his establishment and sponsorship of neo-Nazi volunteer battalions. Is this woman still missing, Helga?
Yeah, it seems she is. And the town you mentioned, the city, it is a big city in the east of Ukraine. It is Dnipropetrovsk. And it is true that oligarch Igor Kolomoisky was in charge of that air traffic control service, who was directing the airplane after it crossed the border with Ukraine. So this woman went missing shortly after the accident, and she allegedly went on leave, but after it she had never been seen again, and nobody knows what happened to her, and she had never been questioned.
Very scary indeed. Helga, point 4, about the black boxes. They were found by DPR soldiers, given to Russian officials, and promptly, professionally, given to the Dutch experts, which said that they were intact, nothing was tampered with. Can you explain to me more about that, and also if it was hit by a Buk, about the depressurization of the plane and what would have happened?
Well, we still have no evidence. This evidence had not been revealed, the evidence from the black boxes. And yes, it is true, they had been recovered promptly by the militiamen of the DPR and had been passed to the Russian side, and then the Russian side had passed it to the Dutch side. Yes, it's right. And it is the importance of this evidence cannot be exaggerated, because it depends. If the plane was hit by a Buk missile, then the depressurization, as you have said, would happen almost immediately, and the pilots would have got no time to react. But if the plane was hit from an air destroyer, from another plane, presumably by a Ukrainian destroyer, then they had time to react. They would have sent the Mayday signal.
So what you're saying is there could have been a wiping out of a recording on the black box?
Exactly.
So Helga, it seems to me that the box now, the black box, has been tampered with. Probably things removed emergency signals from the pilots. So tell me more about these eyewitnesses. It looks like there's more people missing. Witnesses who actually were on the ground about the Buk and seeing some planes overhead?
Actually, they are not missing. They had not been interrogated. They had never been questioned. The eyewitnesses, the inhabitants of the village of Grabovo, which is situated nearby the crash site, they had never been questioned by the investigative team. And there is evidence which is on footage made by some journalists, in which the eyewitnesses claim they had seen destroyers in the air above the village just before the accident.
Destroyers, you mean Ukrainian fighter jets?
Yeah, Ukrainian fighter jets, sure.
Helga, last important point. This gentleman by the name of Carlos, it's been going viral all day, talking about these fighter jets. Can you explain to us?
Well, that was a Spaniard who had been working with the team of air traffic controllers in Kiev, and he reported in his Twitter. He reported the presence of these two Ukrainian fighter jets in the air at the moment of passage of MH17 flight. And then his tweets had been removed, and he also disappeared, and nobody knows his location up to now.
Is he missing?
Perhaps, or maybe he's in disguise somewhere. He has to hide because of the secret services that are after him. Perhaps this is only a guess, but what can we think?
Absolutely, Helga. Helga, thank you so much for coming in today and opening up this mysterious box. As always, there's always something suspicious with Washington, together with Kiev and the EU. And what's really sad is the people of Malaysia Flight 777 that had to be sacrificed for this evil purpose, this evil agenda from Washington, and it's just very sad. If you want to say a last statement.
Well, I should say that I hope, as well as all of my countrymen, the fellow citizens of the DPR, we all hope that the perpetrators of this awful crime will be punished someday. We all hope for that. Thank you.